What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today I got a very good one for you. I interviewed my former track teammate in college, Jalen Ramsey, and we spoke about a lot of different topics, how to train properly, and not only that, but he's also trained an NFL player before. So you guys can learn a ton from this video, so make sure you guys watch it and you guys learn. But I do want to say, unfortunately, I on my side have some audio issues. I'm not sure what happened, but there's just some slight audio issues. You may hear a little blurring when I'm asking my questions, but the good thing is I'm not the one doing most of the talking. My friend Jalen was. So you guys don't have to worry too much about the audio, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you guys learned. So let's get into the video, guys. Let's go. All right, what's up, guys? Today I'm here with my man Jalen Ramsey. He's a professional trainer. He's an NFL trainer, as a matter of fact. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Here we are, Jalen Ramsey. Give a quick little introduction, bro.
My name's Jalen. I'm a performance trainer. I help athletes increase their speed, explosiveness, and strength, as well as mobility. Yeah, it's a little bit about myself.
All right, man. So what made you get into training in the first place? What was your motivation?
I say my biggest motivation was it started as me being an athlete. I wanted to train and find the best training for myself to reach the highest level on the track, which I was training to make the Olympic team. And I met a guy named Brandon Berg, and when I went over to his gym, he had just the craziest equipment you don't see in a commercial gym. You don't really see it anywhere. And then I was training with him for about 2 years, and I really fell in love with training. And while I was in there, I was helping him work with kids and training those kids. So just from me trying to help myself, I found a love of training, working with the kids and helping them get better. So I would say Brandon Bird is the reason I started, training.
Yeah, I've been to that gym and I've seen you train those athletes, and you do a fantastic job at it. We'll come back to the training. I want to talk more about your athletic career. We did track together at Shippensburg. That's how we met. And you were one of the best in the nation in the high jump. So let's talk about that. You just spoke on how you wanted to be on the Olympic team. So let's talk about how you got into jumping and what your personal record was in jumping, and what's the future as well.
Okay. So I actually got into jumping from my friend, another Brandon.
A lot of Brandons.
Yeah, my man Brandon Shippen, he played football with me in high school at Norristown High, and in the off season he said, "Yo, you should join the track team to get faster for football for next year." This is our junior year going into senior year. So I hopped on the track my junior year, and I tried high jump one time. It was a rainy meet. I jumped about 5 feet, but I thought I was doing good, but it was 5 feet was nothing in high school. And then I came back out the next year, and I happened to be indoors. I was number 4 in the state, and then outdoor I was number 1 in the state. But at the state championship, I got second. So that's how the high jump career started. And while I was at the state championship, Dave Osanage reached out to me. He said, "Hey, I see you're coming here for football. Would you like to join the track team?" So I said, "Yeah, if I could play 2 sports in college, why not?" So then after that, I joined the track team at Shippensburg. And pretty much my freshman year, I was a big high jumper because I came right from football. I was like 200 pounds, but I was the only freshman on the team to make it to the national championship. And then after that, I was motivated to be the best because I was able to get to that national championship and see the best athletes. So the next year I came back, I lost a lot of weight because I saw what my competition looked like at the national championship. And that's when I jumped my personal best of 7 feet. Now that year I jumped 7 feet a few times, and I broke the school record that year. So
yeah, I remember because when we were in college, you were constantly on this wave of trying to lose weight constantly. At some point, because you have naturally like larger quads. Your quads are naturally thick, so it was
Yeah.
like a constant battle for you trying to lose weight. So tell me about that. What's one of the biggest things you learned about being an athlete, especially a jumper, where being light is very critical for success? What did you learn when it came to losing weight, and how important that was to being able to jump higher, the higher?
One thing I learned about it was that the heavier you are, the more force you're going to be putting out on your body each jump you take, whether it's running, jumping, sprinting, everything you do. If you have more body weight to you, you're going to be putting a larger impact on your body, which is going to take a longer time for you to recover. So during that time, I found out intermittent fasting, which was able to help me cut body fat, and I was able to lose weight faster and, stay healthy. And by doing that, I was able to, I think I dropped 15 pounds. And
yeah, you got pretty slim. That's for sure. So you would say intermittent fasting, is that something you recommend, and why?
Yeah, I definitely would recommend it to a lot of athletes if they're looking to lose some weight, because for me it increased my energy. It helped my focus. It also helped me in the class. I was able to focus in class. I was able to stay up. I was energized throughout the day. And as a student who didn't have a meal plan, I was able to save money because I was only consuming 2 meals a day instead of, forcing 3 meals into my body when you don't really need it. Everyone says you need breakfast, but if you shift breakfast back a little bit, and just have 2 meals, your body is going to perform just as good.
So basically, intermittent fasting allows you to save money. That's the big takeaway here.
Yeah, you save money for sure. I was a broke college student, and
trust me, we've all been there, man. I definitely know that. All right, so let's go to the training now. So first off, how long have you been training athletes?
I would say I've been training for about 5 years now.
5 years, okay. And so you're a performance coach. So what made you decide to become a performance coach rather than just your stereotypical trainer, one that just works on fitness, where it's just like building muscle or losing weight? Like, what made you decide this route?
I wanted to stay in the field of being an athlete. When I work with some people, I work with just like general fitness, but I don't get pumped as much as I do when I'm working with a kid, and I get to show them, like, if we're working on vertical jump, I show them in the beginning, oh, this is where you're jumping, and then a month later I say, you got better. You're already jumping 5 inches higher, or you put this much on your squat, or you cut this much time off of your sprints. And to see like the face that the kids make, like how much excitement goes through their body when they hit those achievements, it's like, it's so much better than me with someone in general fitness, like, oh, I lost 5 pounds.
100%, 100%.
You can easily lose 5 pounds just on, not consuming water, and someone would be happy about that, but that's not good for you. But when you see like someone shave 2/10 off of their time, they're gonna, like, that's something you're gonna be hyped for. Like,
it's a noticeable difference in performance, basically. So what is your specialty when it comes to training? Do you focus on explosive power, endurance, weightlifting, or just a combination of everything?
It's definitely a combination for everything, but with different athletes I train them just a little bit different. Like if it's a wrestler, we're working more strength and conditioning because of how their sport is set up. If it's like a basketball player, we're working explosiveness, also conditioning and strength, because I see a lot of basketball players that get hurt because they're skinny, they have small ankles, So I work on like smaller things like, oh, let's work on building your ankle strength and your foot strength, as well as your calves and your tibs, because those things are taking the highest impact during a practice, during a game, every time.
True that. And so would you say one of the best ways to avoid injury in sports is to basically get stronger in the weight room and also work on those things people take for granted, like your ankles? And how does one work on their ankle strength? I see in a lot of your videos that you don't wear any shoes when you work out. Neither do I, because I find it a lot better. I feel like it provides me with more benefits, more gains that way. And then so let's talk about what you think weightlifting comes into how I think weightlifting comes into play when it comes to injury prevention, and also, as you said, the stronger ankle in that area as well.
Yeah, I think strength training is tremendous for all athletes. Like physically being stronger, you're going to be able to protect yourself more in sport. Just as you see some of these football athletes, they're very explosive, very fast, and some of them come down with non-contact injuries because they're so explosive and so fast that if they make a cut, they can easily, tear an ACL or, MCL or something like that, because they don't have the strength needed to be able to take the impact of their own body weight and change direction. So strength is speed. And I say strength is one of the biggest things that athletes need to be able to take care of themselves in the sport and throughout their lifetime, their career.
So you would say essentially that strength training is the foundation of a good athlete, weight training, basically.
Yes.
And so now that brings me to my other question now. I see a lot of athletes. I see a lot of athletes, especially when they show me their training programs. They're doing a lot of unnecessary, such as leg extensions and bicep curls, which is not really going to benefit them in their overall goal. So in your training, what's your training philosophy in terms of weight training? What do you tend to focus on? Are you focusing on like the big compound movements such as squatting, deadlift, benching, and so on? Or do you also do leg extensions, bicep curls, tricep extensions, skull crushers, those type of things? Or do you just have like a specific like set of exercises that you think are critical to the success of your athletes?
I focus mainly on squat, deadlift, and bench. Those are like the main lift. And then we do accessories like you said, leg curls and skull crushers or whatever we need to build the main lift. So if you're struggling on the bench to like get it off your chest, that kicks into triceps. So we're gonna, after we hit the bench, we're gonna smash the triceps. We're gonna hit some of our lats. We're gonna hit our back, because that's what's gonna help you increase your bench. So we're just focusing on, I have a main lift, and then I have everything else in the gym that we're going to work on to build up your main lift, whether it's your squat, your deadlift, or your bench.
So basically, all those accessory lifts are to build up the main lift, the compound movements, the squats and the deadlifts and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Are used to just build up a stronger base, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So, yeah, and with the accessories, it could be weights. I also use flywheel, so that's your own built up inertia. And I use bands. So bands are good for your tendons and your ligaments, your joints. So that's another thing. You can hit triceps with, a cable machine, and then you can use a band for triceps to, pump blood into that area to take care of your joints as well. So
that's very true. I definitely agree with all that. So again, early on in the video said that you coached a professional football player. And so let's take that, and also I want to use an example of you having a brand new football player, like a young athlete in high school. He's a freshman. He's like, hey, I want to become the best football player I possibly can be. And then, so how would you structure his training program? Not like a specific step by step, but like in terms of how would you structure the weightlifting? How would you structure the conditioning with the knowledge you've gained from coaching professional NFL players?
So every athlete when they come to me, I start off with an evaluation. I see how much they can squat. I watch their form and their technique when they squat, when they bench, and when they deadlift. I also record their jumps. So I see how you do a box jump if you have the mobility. I see your vertical jump. I use a lot of technology when I'm training as well. So I'm seeing what your height is on your vertical jump. And then I also see like your 40-yard dash. I'm seeing your 10-yard split, and I'm seeing your 10-yard fly. And out of all those numbers that I'm gathering, I'm seeing what we need to work on the most to help them increase those numbers. So no matter like if an athlete comes to me and they're very strong and they're like, I'm slow, that means we got to work on the explosive part of their training. So that would be plyometrics and sprinting.
Okay, so essentially every athlete, they have a different set of problems that you focus on based on their performance that they're showing you when they first got into the gym or they started working with you.
Yes.
And so tell me the importance of that, because I see a lot of athletes do general training programs online, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it could be better. I feel like tailored, personalized programs are superior in every way. But so why do you think it's necessary to have a training program tailored to the athlete specifically?
Just because we're all different. We all have different DNA. We're all, structured different. Someone might have a tight back. Someone might have a, torn ACL, one leg, and we're just all different. So we all need something that's personalized for us to get better. You can't, if you had a client that was 300 pounds and a client that was 150, you can't give them the same exact program and expect them to get better at the same level. So 100%. Everything I do is, personalized for the athlete I'm working with to get them better. Nothing is the same. Like if I have two athletes working together, they could be doing the same exact workout, but there could be different numbers, like different band tension or different weight on the bar or how many reps, or everything's just a little bit different to fit the need of the athlete I'm working with.
Okay, true that. So every athlete is different, as we've spoken about. And then, so what is one thing that you believe every athlete must be doing? Is that working on flexibility, core strength? If you have only one thing to choose, what would it be? Like, this is what you have to do as an athlete, no matter what. We spoke about weight training, but I want to get another one in there.
I would say proper nutrition.
Proper nutrition.
Because you have to feed, you have to put the proper fuel in your body to be able to get through workouts. You need the energy, you need carbs, you need all those little things to be able to function right. So I would say the proper nutrition is number one.
So as you guys are, proper nutrition is the most important. So get that right. And then, all right, so a lot of the people that follow me on both Instagram and YouTube, they're track athletes, but also a lot of basketball, football players, so a lot of athletes. What is one advice that you would give them to become better athletes, just in general?
I would just say for them to focus on them, focus on what they need to do. You can see so much on social media nowadays. I wouldn't say follow someone you see on social media. Look at a bunch of different people and pick out the things that they're talking about that is helping them, and see if it can help you. You got to test it on yourself, trial and error, and then you move from there. That's one thing I was big on. I followed a lot of people, and sometimes I even paid for their program just to see what it's like. And I did it. And, some people's programs were complete trash, but I tried it. I wanted to see if it actually worked. So I would say focus on yourself, try a bunch of things, trial and error, and, make sure you're keeping track of what you're doing.
All right. So it sounds to me like you're saying to educate themselves in order to become a better athlete.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Jalen, first off, I want to say thank you for doing this interview with me. Really appreciate it. And where can they reach you at, man? Where can these athletes reach you at?
They can reach me on Instagram at Jump Ramsey, and I have 2 Instagrams. My other one is 1% Performance.
1% Performance. Fantastic. All right, man. Appreciate that a lot, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop.